Brenda, so first we're going to start out talking about the traffic light eating continuum. And with the traffic light eating continuum, the foods are broken up into green, yellow, and red. And so the green are your grow or go foods. That's all your fruits and your vegetables. What can change them to yellow is how you prepare them. So of course when they're fresh, they're all green. But once you prepare them different ways of certain seasonings or you're adding certain toppings, that can change the color of the fruits and the vegetables. Okay. So then you have your yellow light foods, which are your slow down foods. It's okay to have these, but you need them in moderation. So I know like one of my challenges is nuts. You know, you're only supposed to have like a 1/4 cup or half a cup, depending on what type of nut it is. But usually I find myself continuously going back, especially if they're good. And so,
is that a cup a day?
Yes, so the serving is for the day. It seems like you have that challenge too.
I do.
Okay, so then you see with your yellow food, some of them have the stars by it. And so that's the pasta, the rice, the bread, and the tortillas. And that basically is saying that it's okay to have those, but to have those, the whole grain version of it, instead of those that are made with white flours. And then your double stars are the things that it's okay to have, but it's better to have them in organic. So the chicken and the turkey, it's okay to have it in moderation, but when you do have it, it's best to have it in organic because that decreases the amount of exposure to the toxins, the pesticides, or the foods that they feed the animals before they process them. So same thing with the yellow, just as the green. What can make it red is how you prepare it. So where you may have chicken and it's baked with light seasoning, it stays yellow, but then when you put some flour on it and fry it, then it turns red. Yeah, with some hot sauce. Exactly. So then you have your red foods, which are your stop and think foods, or you know, is there something else I can eat in place of this? What's going to be healthier? What I have to do a better nutritional value? Because usually with these foods, because they don't have such a good nutritional value, you're usually hungry within a short amount of time again, which is allowed. Then we're tempted to go back and get more of that same food. So those are your cookies and your cakes, your candy, your frozen yogurt, fatty meats, white bread and rice. Remember up here we said shoot for whole grain. Your chips and your donuts and pastries, your sugary foods, and then your smoked type of foods like bacon and ham and hot dogs because they have carcinogens in them.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. My husband don't cuss, but when he come home and see half his food come home, he just might turn into a cusser.
Okay, so then we're going to move on to the label reading. So when you go to the grocery store, right, and you are shopping down the aisles and you pick up a product that's known as like packaged foods or processed foods, what do you usually look at when you first pick up the product?
I don't do a lot of package or process, but I look for like sodium content, sugar content. Okay. Those are the two main things I look at. Okay.
So now we're going to go over label reading, and we're going to start on this side that says nutrition facts, and then the other side says the ingredient list. So when you're reading your labels, we're going to start up here in the yellow, and that just, the yellow is highlighted area explains like the number of calories and the serving size. So remember we were talking about those nuts on it. If you look on the back of the bag of nuts.
I just think nuts are from the nature, from the earth.
So you can just have that
as much as I want.
So what we're supposed to do is flip the bag over and look at the nutritional facts and see what the serving size is. So for this particular product, it says the serving size is 1 cup, and that was supposed to be two servings per container. So whatever this is, then you should be able to have some one day and then some another day, depending on what it was. Let's say if it was some nuts, then we probably, you and I both would have consumed this in,
whole thing.
In that day.
In a movie.
So then you move on to the red, which talks about your fat, your saturated fats, your trans fat. And then here it says, don't eat too much of these. So that's why it's in red. So that's like you said, you look at your sodium content. So this has 660 milligrams, which is 28%. The cholesterol is 30, which is 10%. And then your sugars are also in red, which those are low on this product, which is 5. So that's good in regards to that. And then some of the loopholes are, for instance, the companies can say that a product doesn't have trans fat in it if it has, I think, less than 0.5 grams in it. Okay. Even though it has some, they can say it doesn't have it. Okay. So those are some things that we need to be mindful of, which is why it's good to make sure we read the ingredients list, which we'll get to that in just a moment. Also, when we are reading the nutritional facts, we want to look and see if it has hydrogenated oils in it. Okay. We want to look and see if it has high fructose corn syrup, if that's on here. Usually you probably won't see that. That'll be more over here, which is again why we want to flip it over. So we talked about the yellow and the red. Let's talk a little bit about the green. And those should be they're green because those are your good areas. That's your dietary fiber and your protein. You see this product has no fiber in it, but it has 5 grams of protein. And so those are the areas that we want to make sure the numbers are high because our body needs those. Exactly. And so the blue areas is talking about your recommended daily allowance. So this is what they recommend you have. So that's why the percentage is over here. Though it says total fat is 13 grams, it recommends that you only have 20% of fat from this product. Okay, so that's why we have to make sure we pay attention to the serving size again, right? So if we're not, then we're getting more fat from this product than they're recommending that we're supposed to have. Okay, so the RDA is your recommended daily allowance. The DV is your daily value, and so these are pretty much estimations. But one of the things that manufacturers, when they are processing or producing products, they focus more on quantity, not quality. When what we need is quality for our bodies to be able to produce the way that we need them to. So that's something else we need to keep in mind when we're choosing products. Okay.
Now most labels, because I rarely ever look at the label, they don't come color coded, so you really have to become a student of what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna leave this with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything that I'm gonna go over today is yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Zoom in on the information so you can turn that over so it can be closer. So we can read that. And then this.
So on the ingredients list, we're gonna start at the top. It says look for, and these are the things that you want to look for. You want to look for a short list of ingredients. So 10 or less is best.
Okay.
My rule that I try to go by is 5 or less. Every now and then you'll go a little over 5, but the less, the more you know it's closer to its natural state. Yes. Okay. So when you see a lot of these products and they have a long paragraph, you know you're not getting the real
stuff you can't pronounce.
Exactly. You're not getting that whatever it is that you're buying. You're not getting the most healthiest form of it. So the short list of ingredients, good words like whole grain and organic are what you want to look for. First in line means that it's most. So for instance, if you look for something and you say, oh, well, it has fiber, but fiber is probably the third word to the last, it doesn't have a lot of fiber. If fiber is at the top of the paragraph, it has more fiber in it.
Well, if the first thing says sugar.
Right, then you know that's a whole lot of sugar in there. And so, you also want to look and see that it has words that you can pronounce. Okay. We were just talking about that. One of them that I see a lot on products is monosodium glutamate, which is MSG. Right. So before really knowing how MSG affected the body, I used to just stand over like, I guess that's something that's okay because they put it in here. Because we trust them with our food, but we have to become the CEOs of our life and make the decisions for ourselves. So the other thing that you want to look for is high protein and high fiber. We talked about that on the other side, and then low sugar. Okay. So this in the green box is an example of a good ingredients list because it has less than 10 ingredients. It just says whole grain rolled wheat, whole grain rolled oats, brown sugar, coconut oil, almonds, milk, dates, honey, and coconut. So that's something that you more than likely like, okay, I can do this. Where then when it starts with the multi-syllable names and the we just skip over and see if you can find something else. And then this is the avoid list. So long list of ingredients over 10, bad words, high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. One thing about the hydrogenated oils, the reason why it's not good because it's not one real oil. So they take some saturated fat and mix it. They go take it through a process where it creates artificial oil to make it last longer on the shelf. With the high fructose corn syrup, it's not even real sugar. It's made from corn. So we say stay away from sugar. So keep your sugar intake low. High fructose corn syrup is not even made from real sugar, and the reason being is because it lasts longer on the shelf too.
Okay.
So that's really what manufacturers, a lot of them, shoot for is how long can this product last on the shelf, so I can make sure that the chances of it being picked up by a consumer and being purchased.
Okay.
The next thing is trans fat and artificial colors. Anything with a number, red dye number 40, yellow dye number 6, all of that. Those are the things that you want to stay away from. And then your artificial flavors.
Aspartame.
Yes, and so
aspartame triggers my migraines.
okay. So and a lot of people don't realize that. With a lot of people, that it triggers migraines, and but they are so quick to run to sodas, especially the diet ones. And it's like, but it has all that aspartame in it. That's why you're getting the headache.
Try it, go.
Exactly. The other one is the Dirty Dozen. And so I have actually that list for you, so we'll go over that more too. But those are more your fruits or your vegetables that have a higher content of the pesticides or the exposure to them.
Okay.
And so there are certain few fruits and vegetables that it's okay if they're not organic, and they're ones that you really want to be organic because you're 9 times out of 10 gonna consume the skin of them.
Okay.
And so then the red box is just an example of an ingredients paragraph that you would want to stay away. Right. So see all these words that we need a thesaurus, a dictionary, and Google to help us pronounce.
A double master's degree.
Right.
As a drip.
Right. Bonamide. That's all I can say. Right. So then it says, no, when reading the list, keep in mind that the products often have multiple names. So one of those, just like is the, what we was talking about, MSG. It has a lot of aliases, and I actually have a sheet in your folder that talks about MSG and aliases.
So hydrolyzed vegetable protein or sodium
Caseinate, yeah, for MSG.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, well, it don't have any MSG, but it'll have this, and we wouldn't even know that that's the same thing.
They're working on that alias.
Exactly. So that is yours to keep. All right, we're gonna move on. So now, before we go into the, because we're gonna go into the pantry, but I just wanted to show you some of the things, like for instance, the hydrogenated oil. So this talks about the non-food item. The purpose: man-made synthetic fat providing longer shelf life and higher heating points. Possible health effects like linked to cancer, MS, CVD, diabetes, diverticulitis, and other degenerative conditions. Foods usually contained in most box processed foods. So then it goes to MSG. It talks about the aspartame, the HVP, which is hydrolyzed vegetable protein, the BHA, the BHT, asulfame potassium. It's a 0-calorie sweetener. Usually possible health effects: lung tumors, breast tumors, rare types of tumors of organs such as thymus gland. So this is a sheet. This is the 30 dozen sheet that I was talking to you about. But the other one that I have for you is the fruits and vegetables. But this is one that talks about the 30 dozen of the ingredients that are in the packaged foods. There's more on the back: the potassium bromate, sodium nitrate, propyl gallate. And you're like, why is all this in my food? But then how many health effects or health issues are they linked to? And then it goes again breaking down the foods that they're usually found in. So this may be a good one to share with your husband, to say, this is why I throw this away.
It's going right on the refrigerator.
And that's why I throw that one away. So as we are going through the pantry, the refrigerator and freezer, these are the stickers.
It's going to be so fun.
The yellow, the red, and the green. And so we are going to label those foods with these stickers. And we're just going to do a few, but I'm going to leave these with you, because what I found to be effective is when I do a pantry makeover and I only do it with one adult in the home, it's best for them to go back through with the rest of the people in the family to show them. Then you can show them the same thing I showed you, and they'll see why you have all these labels on the foods. This is also yours. So what that is a grocery list, and you see it's broken into green light foods, yellow, and red. So as we're labeling the items in your pantry, in your refrigerator and freezer, you might find that, I can go ahead and make note of something else that I need, and it may be a good thing, but you can just go ahead and note it. Or let's say we find some yellow foods in there, which are good in moderation, but as we're talking, you may come up with a green light food that you can replace that yellow with. Or same thing with red. You may think of a yellow light food that you can replace that red with. And so you're making the list as you're going. So when it is time to go to the grocery store, you don't have to go back and say, okay, well, what did Tuere say, or what can I replace it with? Because you already have your list. And you have multiple pages to.
So one of my questions is, what's the skinny on microwave popcorn? Don't crush me too hard.
So if you have popcorn, it is best to have air pop popcorn. It is best to stay away from the microwave popcorn because of the chemical that they put in the bag for it to last on the shelf.
Okay.
And the silver lining, the chemical that they use for the silver lining in the bag, that's going into your popcorn. So usually when I now have popcorn, I don't do the microwave popcorn. I do the loose seeds, and I make sure I get the non-GMO loose seeds, and I do the air pop. And because it actually reminds me of the popcorn I used to have growing up. My mother used to pop it in the pot, the cast iron pot. Right. So it's better for you anyway. Yeah.
Or skinny pop.
Yes.
Or boom.
Oh yes. If you do the boom. Yes.
Okay. I'm alive again. I do
that is too. So
pop.
on the
boom
go,
chicka,
yes.
boom chicka, yeah.
Skinny
Boom
pop
chicka
and boom
pop.
chicka because they've already done it for you.
Okay.
If you look at the bags, they are non-GMO.
Okay.
And they are air pops. And they are using healthier oils. Usually one that I now put on my popcorn instead of butter is olive oil. Okay. And a seasoning that I use the pink Himalayan salt. Okay. But I also use the nutritional yeast. It gives a little kick or another flavor when you're using the popcorn.
All right.
Okay. So we are going to get ready to go into the pantry.
All right.
Ready?
Let's take the tour. She coming over here.
That's why I said that to you yesterday.
Boom chicka pop. It's gonna open like the crypt. You hear that? Like death is beyond these doors.
So now what I want you to do is grab a couple of items that you feel are the healthiest out of the pantry.
The healthiest. Oh Lord. Okay, these are my go-to. This.
Okay.
Okay. I already know what half the stuff is not healthy.
Okay. So based on what we just learned about label reading, what color label would you want to put on these almonds? And it's good that they are unsalted and they're raw. So would this be a green, a yellow, or a red?
Yellow.
Okay.
Based on now, I'm really disappointed that it's only a quarter cup. That's.
You're right.
How many do you normally eat?
Who measures? I don't measure. I just eat them until I can't eat them anymore. And I eat them twice a day. I eat them in the morning, like as part of my breakfast, so I feel fuller. And then in the evenings, usually, if I'm just munching.
Okay.
Was that right?
Yeah.
All right, let me give you my husband's stuff so we can get a reason to get rid of it. Look, see, this is the stuff. I don't even eat this kind of stuff.
Blueberry Jiffy.
Yeah, he likes Jiffy.
Okay.
I don't, because sometimes you open it and they have worms.
Yes, I've seen that before growing up too. So look at the ingredients.
You know, I was just like, I can't do that.
Does the ingredients list look like the one that we had in the green on the paper or the one in the red?
Wheat flour, something to germinated sugar, animal oh no, this has got to be red.
It is.
Sodium acid, monocalcium phosphate. Yeah, put that in the front. So
we're gonna put a red stick on all three of them.
That is horrible.
Blueberry muffin.
He's gonna come in here and be like, these red stickers on my
Yeah, he might ask us to leave if we still here. You got.
Now one of the things. That's
this one.
Yeah. You know, boxes that open themselves ain't meant to be eaten. I don't even know how it got open. There's another one way in the back. That's my husband. Now, one thing I was curious.
So let's check out that microwave popcorn.
I was just curious.
Because it says natural.
It does say
so let's
natural.
just see.
That's my hope.
So what I love about Tuere's Pantry Makeover, she doesn't make you throw anything away.
No.
So
that's why we have the list.
Once that's gone,
Yeah. Well,
then we'll get the loose seed or we
the
get the
church
skinny
doing a
pop.
food drive. I hope I don't go to hell for giving these people these red stickers. But they got to go.
So look at the ingredients list. What does it say?
What is whole whole grain popping corn, palm oil, salt, mix. What's
The
it?
tocopherols.
Yes. What is tocopherol?
It's vitamin E for fresh.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Now,
Once
So
it
that's
hit that
yes, but
radiation.
the radiation in the microwave. So that's something we want to stay away from as well, because even though it's used to pop that, it's now in the popcorn.
In the
So then
food.
you're eating that. Yes.
I'm ready. I'm glowing from this. And I'm surprised it's 2.5 servings per bag.
Right. So which we normally sit and eat the whole bag. So
Normally
what color?
every day.
What color sticker are we gonna give our popcorn?
I would probably give. Oh, that's a hard one, because ingredient wise, it's not terrible. But when you consider radiating it, that makes it red.
Right. So I'll give you a yellow to put right there, but then I'm gonna give you a red to put below it, because it lets you know that once you grab a bag and put it in the microwave, it's red. It's yellow long as it's staying in this box.
Oh, I can't eat the box. That's not helping me, Tuere. I know these are hard. I know these
Red
are
Lobster
horrible.
cheddar biscuits.
Come on,
These
that
are
cheddar bay.
horrible. I know,
that
but
cheddar bay
my
box.
husband loves these. Okay, I know it's horrible. And
Enriched
bleach.
bleach flour.
Yeah,
That's the first thing.
That's the first thing.
So then that we know that's the ingredient that is in abundance in this, because it's one of the first things. Mononitrate, malted
Riboflavin, folic acid, melted barley.
What is this one?
What is
Partially
hydrogenated soybean and cottonseed oil.
Right, and so hydrogenated oils is one of the things we want to stay away from. So that automatically makes it a red.
Now I hate all of my daughter's cereal, so let's give her.
Yes, grab the frosted flakes.
Oh, let's see. This is one of my favorite new brown rice, because they cook fast.
Let's see. So it has a mixture of white, brown, and wild. The brown and the wild and even the Thai red are okay, but you want to stay away from the white. So this particular brand, I know, because I've tried it too from Publix, they do have one without the white in it. So you want to get the ones because you want to stay away stay away from the white.
So that's kind of like yellow.
It's a yellow leaning on an orange because the white is in there. Because remember I said it's all about how you prepare, but because it has the white in there, it will be a yellow leaning on the orange.
Okay.
And that's why we call it a traffic light continuum, because the color changes based on how the food is prepared or what's mixed with it.
I don't even know how she eat this rice. Oh gosh.
Let's
Anything with some. I can't say that.
let's look at the
I'm
ingredients.
recording this. What is recording? Oh, right. Man. You know, it can't be good for you.
So look at the ingredients list.
Calcium carbonate, sodium, something I can't say, ascorbate, reduced iron, something else, zinc oxide, paradoxide, hydrochlorine, vitamin B6.
And you see it's at the bottom, the vitamin B6.
Oh, yeah.
So does that mean there's a lot in there, or is it not that? Okay.
It's probably in one of them stars, that's it. The marshmallow stars.
But
horrible.
see, when we buy the product, we see no artificial flavors or high fructose corn syrup, no certified synthetic colors or synthetic preservatives, and then it says 18 grams of whole grain, which is why we would grab it. But then when we read this, we're like, okay, it has to be a healthier choice.
And I think the second ingredient is sugar,
Right.
then corn syrup,
Right.
then modified cornstarch, which is
Right.
And I wonder what they use to color it, because they really don't have like red dye 40 or things down there. But you know that ain't no natural color.
I don't know. Well, they have some carrot juice, concentrate,
beet
extract.
Spirulina extract. So they are using some natural things, but all that extra stuff that you don't need in your cereal is counterproductive.
They have some turmeric in there. That's interesting.
Some turmeric.
That's going to make it yellow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. They're young.
Yes.
Okay.
What we want to grab next?
Well, I'm actually converting off of pasta. We are a pasta
Family.
Yes, Lord, I love me some good mac and cheese. So
Share
this
with
is
us what that means when you're addicted to pastas and breads and sugars and things like that.
You don't have to talk to her after this is over with.
I love pasta.
You want to know what that is?
No.
Okay.
I do.
It means you have a lot of fungus in your body, and your fungus is actually craving those things. And
When you
making
crave
want
sugar,
them.
too.
Bread.
I brought the police. I thought we were having a friendly gathering, and you bring the FBI up in here.
This is a friendly educational gathering. We really appreciate you opening your home.
I have worn out my welcome. Can y'all hear that? The FBI.
Now you are the police.
I'm the police.
So what's the ingredients list saying?
Salmonella, niacin.
Like in salmonella poison? She put it away. See, when it's hot stuff, she want to put it back.
Well, I'm converting,
It's
so.
semolina.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, my Queens College education failed me.
Comedy hour.
So that's horrible. Just because it's pasta, right? Because it has to have some hydro something.
It has
dyed
mononitrate, riboflavin, and I mean the ingredients list is not bad, to be honest. But remember when?
It's enriched
Yeah.
macaroni product. They don't even call it macaroni.
Right.
Lord have mercy.
So
It's
enriched
macaroni
basically
product.
mean in the when they processed it, a lot of the good stuff that you needed
Gone.
was processed out, so they
They added it back
Yeah.
in. Okay.
So
enhanced it. If it would have said enriched and enhanced, that mean they would have put it back in there. But enriched mean it
they
came
just sucked
out.
it
Yeah.
out.
Mhm.
It's 2
Through the
grams of
process.
fiber, so it's not any.
So if you want to do pasta, go for the whole grain.
But is this a better option, or
Let's
just
see.
because it says organic and gluten free?
Let's look at the list.
I've been duped. Organic rice flour,
Okay.
organic potato starch,
Okay.
organic rice starch,
Okay.
organic soy flour.
So for me, that soy flour would have been a deal breaker because I try to stay away from soy because of how women, our bodies interpret soy products and how it can affect our hormones. So that would have been one that caused me to not pick that up for me.
I would have stopped at the starch. Even though it's rice starch and potato starch. Starch kills the kidney, so I would have stopped there.
Let me get my church donation bag ready.
So we gonna put what color you want to put on there?
We can put this on red because everything red is got to go. Bye, little macaroni.
Church wonder where them stickers come from.
Happy stickers. They're praise stickers.
Oh Lord!
No, is that terrible? I shouldn't say that. That's terrible. I should not say that. Lord forgive me.
Just keep the back of your head.
Let's grab
Are graham crackers good? Let's see.
the graham crackers.
I know
and
they're
then
not, but I love a good graham cracker with some peanut butter.
let's grab those canned beans afterwards.
You know that commercial where it says my graham cracker. Remember that old commercial fell in, what was that? The kick. That was a Hershey bar fell in the peanut butter. Mm-hmm. My graham cracker falls in the peanut butter all the time. Okay,
You
so
have to read the ingredients on the graham cracker.
I know this is enriched flour, wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, whole grain wheat flour, sugar, canola and or soybean oil with citric acid, and they sound like they're writing a book.
Citric acid.
What is TBHQ
Freshness.
added? Who?
Citric acid is for freshness.
Okay.
But then it says TBHQ added to preserve freshness. I need to know what TBHQ
I
is.
forget what it stands for, but it's bad. It was the ingredient that they made them take it out of Crisco.
Oh, so they don't put it in the graham cracker.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna put a red label.
All the way on that.
On
And
the
then
graham
anything
cracker.
canola, soybean, or vegetable oil
Yes.
is a synthetic. Our bodies can't break it down.
I think I stopped buying canola, but it might be.
Vegetable.
That's bad.
So tell me this: which vegetables do you know that they can
Squeeze
squeeze oil out of, other than olive, and then you just buy olive oil?
I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna put a red sticker.
On my vegetable oil.
Yeah, just so you know.
Grapeseed is good. Avocado is good.
Okay, so there are some.
There are.
Some other options.
And Sprouts carry them all.
Okay. My beans.
You need to get a job there part time.
Beans. Black beans. Mm-hmm. Now I want you to read the ingredients. I can't find
It
them.
says organic and non-GMO.
Protein, maybe ingredients. Oh, ingredients. Organic black beans, water, sea salt. That's it.
Okay. Which is good. One of my hesitations with the beans would have been the fact that they're in a can.
because they treat the can so the beans can last in the can, even though they're organic and non-GMO. They do now, you see more companies making BPA-free cans or even putting them in jars, glass jars with tops. Okay. So I would go for that.
Just not in the can.
Yeah, if you can, not in the can, not in the can. But if you can't, because I get it as far as lifestyle and family and all that stuff. I would shoot for a BPA free can. Usually there are certain brands at Whole Foods or Earth Fare, even Publix carry some that have BPA free. So I would go for that.
So that's even more important with like acidic foods like tomatoes.
Yeah. Okay. So even for tomatoes, I would even go for frozen or in the jar.
Okay.
Or fresh. Fresh is always the best option.
What about soup in a box? Not really.
I would prefer that than in here. But then you have to be mindful too for some of these packages. It has a lining in it as well. And so you just have to be careful. And then this is tomato basil soup. And then, but look at all the ingredients. And then it has, though it's organic, it has cane sugar in it. And it contains milk.
Okay,
in the soup.
Okay.
I don't know why I would never put milk in my soup.
Not in a creamy tomato?
Just like Lay's. Everything except for the plain has milk in it.
Okay, though.
Yes. I know.
Oh, well, I know you're going to get me on this. This is once a year.
What is that?
I make pecan pies once a year.
Okay. Is that the Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Well, make sure I don't eat them that I know it's light corn syrup.
Well, I don't put as much as like the recipe calls for, but
it makes it soft. I know. I understand.
Exactly, because my maple syrup, I tried it just doing the pure maple syrup. It was pecan pie soup. So I don't know what to substitute
for.
I couldn't even make any suggestions because I don't make pecan pies and I don't want to even throw something out there because it probably won't even taste the same. And if you are the staple for pecan pies,
everything
we just don't have to. I'm sure there's a recipe out there. We probably can look for like a.
It's a good thing.
Probably on a vegan platform, we'll probably find something with another healthier alternative. Okay.
What else you want? I kind of know what's the horrible stuff in here. I was hoping you'd find more of my husband's favorites so I could get rid of
Well, let's go to the refrigerator.
Oh, good Lord. I don't think I had a question about anything.
Is there some banana pudding in that refrigerator?
No.
Maybe some pecan pie?
I threw out most of the pies.
And we're going to grab
yesterday.
this just in case you
The
want to.
refrigerator doesn't typically. This is. Don't look over there. Just don't look over there.
The extra creamy dairy whipped topping.
Whoa!
No, get that ranch. Let's see what's in that ranch.
That's my daughter's. She's a ranchaholic. But remember, Yazzie, she didn't hear this. I'm like, how do you eat that? She puts it on everything.
Get her some Daya. The
alternative.
Tastes good.
And there's one that you can make.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the horrible drawer. I mean, some of this stuff might be expired. Lord Jesus. Okay, so I know this is horrible. Whipped cream, but did you see the post I had with the baby eat the whipped cream for the first time on my Facebook? That is me.
In your mouth? Oh my goodness.
Don't just come to my house and grab whipped cream.
So delicious.
We might be trading
It's a delicious
DNA.
alternative. So delicious. They make it's not in the can, it's in the tub.
Okay.
But it's
really good. I found this, which I enjoy.
Okay.
I use the red version of that because I think that one still has soy, and I think the red one is soy free. Is that correct?
Yeah, the red one is soy free.
She said,
yeah. You can call me the FBI. I'm just trying to add some years to your life because I love you.
Yeah, I mean, the condiment section, that's just horrible.
Well, let's look at the ranch. We never looked at the ranch.
Ranch. This one.
Because.
So, what's the first ingredient?
Vegetable oil.
Okay.
Which we know vegetables ain't made no oil. Not really.
Okay.
Water, sugar, egg yolk, salt, buttermilk, natural flavors.
And there's that alias for MSG.
Where is that?
Where is it? Yeast extract. It wasn't on that list, but it's on the reading that I'm gonna give you.
Okay. Oh Lord. And I've never known what do you say? Xanthan gum. I see that and stuff. I'm like,
a lot of products have it on. I think as a thickener.
okay,
Like ice cream.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Disodium.
Glutamate.
No.
Guanylate.
Guanylate. Okay, we're gonna put up red.
Now you know why I eat air when I'm with these two.
I know.
What you eat?
Air.
You an aeritarian?
Aeritarian, straight up aeritarian.
I
Aeritarian.
want to see what's in the Dasani water, the sparkling waters. Can we look at that?
Oh, this is high sodium. I know it is.
So it says
Earned
0%
your green stick on your strawberries.
juice. It says
Where are you reading?
it says very low sodium.
Mm-hmm.
It says
It's unsweetened,
I don't see any ingredients.
carbonated water.
You see that?
No, it's all good. That's
Naturally flavored. That's a
sparkling
hint.
water.
That's
Yeah.
aspartame usually.
which one?
When it says naturally flavored or natural flavors,
Really?
that's like a
But
code
it
word.
give me headaches. I wonder why.
It may not be Splenda or aspartame, but it's some kind of not real sweetener. Okay, I see where it says carbonated water, natural flavors, unsweetened. Yeah, but natural flavors is code for MSG.
Okay.
So maybe it's not a high amount.
Yeah, and I mean, these are mine. I don't drink a lot of them, but when sometimes I have like a craving for
Is it
like the carbonated, like a soda, but I don't drink sodas.
So
So
it'll cut that craving for you.
yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, I think I've had these almost a year. They come in like a 6-pack. So
Oh, okay.
that's how often I drink them. I
See?
think there might be
That's some
3.
good moderation.
Yeah, I mean, it takes.
Balance.
I see
Yeah.
an avocado that deserves a
Yes,
green
I love
sticker.
my avocado. I gotta eat it. It's about to be gone.
And some
Now,
berries.
don't look at the cheese in there. Oh yeah, give my. These are his berries. He eats blueberries every day. Like
They're very good for your
That's
brains.
good. That's a good
Yes.
brain and nerve food.
Mhm.
Yes.
What's that sausage?
that's my daughter. She's a carnivore. I tried to get the better.
It's
like,
Aldi. No
It's
nitrates.
chicken.
Yes.
Sausage. They make a
Or
good
nitrates
breakfast-
added. They do a.
They make a good breakfast sausage by that same brand.
Yes, I've had
That one
I
probably
like
has
it.
the pork casing on it, probably.
When we were
It
in,
don't.
That one
This
doesn't.
one? Oh, this one.
Uh-huh.
It says chicken, dry apples, brown sugar, apple juice, concentrate, 2% or less of the following salt spices, including paprika, dried parsley, sugar, vinegar, natural flavors, collagen casing. So it doesn't tell you who's collagen.
Right.
If it was the
So
pork,
it's
the
probably
pig,
some-
or the cow.
That's why I don't
But
buy
the
that one.
other one, sausage, it
The
doesn't
link
have the
sausage,
casing.
the smaller ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
little ones.
the little ones.
Mm-mm.
The little
They
ones
they
don't. No,
have
I
the
buy
casing
those.
on them. I do too.
Yeah, but I don't eat that at
Kill
all.
me.
So, but I want my family to be around, so I make healthy choices for them.
Did we put a sticker on that one?
We didn't.
Is
What
this
color?
a yellow? It says no
So-
nitrates.
It does. And it says
No antibiotics, no hormones.
hormones.
And they fed the chickens before they killed them.
With
Vegetarian. my kid's grandmother brought
So
me
what
some.
did she do with this when she cooked it? What she put on it?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I try not to be in the room.
She probably put it in some vegetable oil.
Or she'll put it in
The toaster?
the toast.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we're gonna give her a yellow and a red, and then you just let her know how
Don't
she
fry it.
prepares it and what she puts on it is determined if it goes to red. And because we don't know what that casing is, we just gonna give her the.
But she's a carnivore, so it could be made with your intestines. She would eat it. She don't care. Like what?
Okay, let's check out the freezer.
So, is this okay? My husband drinks 3 gallons of this a week.
3 gallons?
That's a lot of shit.
That's a
It's
lot
about
of
this
sugar.
like-
That's not real juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says 11%.
Before he goes to bed.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the ingredients?
It's pure filtered water,
Sugar.
sugar, lemon juice, raspberry puree, and natural flavors.
Again,
We
we
don't
don't
know
have
what the
natural.
natural flavors are.
Oh, for MSG.
He drinks it. Huh?
Put a couple of green stickers on. I mean, red
So
stickers
I'm
on
gonna
that
need you
one.
to make him
I'm gonna
some
put some
pure.
green stickers on.
No red.
Carrot
He
juice.
does
No,
sometimes,
carrot
but
juice.
you know.
You going on in carrot juice.
Oh.
You're gonna put a red on this lemonade.
Okay.
And we're gonna.
Oh, one more thing.
Oh, I have
What's
my
that?
juice.
Wait. What's that juice in the good jar? Like that
Which one?
that carrot juice. Let me see it.
Oh yeah, I love my carrot juice.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out the spelling of this because somebody mentioned how great these juices
Nuts
are.
in, they're expensive.
I know.
Yeah,
Catch
but
'em.
every now and then Publix
They have them on
them
sale.
So I mix the carrot, the beet, and then blueberry. I'm not a blueberry though.
You ain't even got to juice your ABCG juice, honey. Mix these together and throw your juice.
I know, right?
I sent your video to my
So this
oldest
has
granddaughter's
orange,
mother.
pineapple,
She has,
white grapes, carrot
IBS,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just been diagnosed with low iron. She's 15. I'm just like, you need to do it.
Yes.
Then I saw the video. I sent it to her mom. I've got no response yet, so I either just made a friend or I don't know, whatever.
We know people, Tuere, right, that have gotten rid of IBS in 45 days.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I have never been diagnosed with IBS, but I think I'm symptomatic. You can put that in the trash too. That's my trash bin over there.
The church. It's not going to the church.
No, all half used. I'm not that much of a heathen. I ain't that much of a heathen. I'm borderline.
What's going on with that creamer?
Which? Oh, honey, if you take that out of here, you'll be in divorce court. You'll be the witness. That's my husband.
Let's
Okay. Can we give him suggestions?
You can.
Is he open to trying? Is that hazelnut?
Probably not.
Oh,
no,
it's
this
caramel
is caramel
macchiato.
macchiato. Yeah,
Okay,
caramel
so
macchiato.
yeah, I ain't got no substitute.
First ingredient is sugar.
Water
and sugar.
and then sugar.
That's. And then he puts more sugar in his coffee.
Oh, that made it a red.
Yeah. he puts this.
If he's willing to try So Delicious, they make a hazelnut, an original, and a French
You
vanilla.
can't have hazelnut in the house
Okay.
because I'm allergic.
Okay.
That's the only thing I'm allergic to. Hazelnut. Send me straight to the hospital. But So Delicious.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll send you
See
a
what
picture.
other flavors they
Yeah.
might have. That
Look, all this sugar high shit. This my husband. This is.
Don't give it a red to it. We ain't even got to look at the ingredients on that.
No,
mother.
and he drinks these like just straight water.
Did you give this a red yet?
Oh no, I didn't. I should have gave it a red when she said she squeezed it in her mouth.
And I get upset when I'm like, hey, baby,
I can't do it. Like the minute it enters my body, I have to run to the bathroom.
That's
Like,
because you the
instantly.
FBI. Your body's like, what is going on? This is a new.
Oh, So Delicious. Yeah, I use that
Look
milk
at
at
that. I never tried their brand.
I just tried this. This is my first time buying it, but I like it. It tastes. It really doesn't have a taste to it, quite honestly.
No?
It-
With the vanilla?
Well, I do the regular
It
one.
has cashew milk in it too. Cashews in it.
Is that not good?
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
It's good. It's good.
No,
She got scared. She got scared. She got scared.
Oh, it has cashew.
I would be leery because RJ's allergic to cashews like you're allergic to hazelnut, so
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
Organic almond milk is filtered water, organic almonds, organic cane sugar, organic cashew, sea salt, gelin gum. That's the only skeptical.
What's that?
And then the
It has a lot of R's and
carrageen
E's.
free. I was just reading the other day. The reason why we want to make sure our milk is because when it's not, it makes it hard for our body to break it down.
So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing that it is.
Right.
Yeah, because some nut milks are not.
And there's a big debate that that's a carcinogen.
Right.
So why is there a yellow on there?
Because it's a nut milk, so nuts you want in moderation. So you
Okay.
don't want.
So even the milks?
Yeah, because it comes from a nut.
So it's a good thing, just moderation.
Okay.
Like not
We were going to the freezer.
So I can't have this
with your
I'm
cereal
sorry,
every day.
with my cereal, and then I put my nuts in it because I like the crunch.
Well, let me tell you about something about cereal. The FBI speaking.
Okay, not good. She ain't gonna say nothing good. She like that thing.
My sources tell me that it's not made for human consumption.
Cereal,
Cereal.
even like Raisin Bran.
Cereal. It's not a natural product. It doesn't come from a plant. It's not a fruit.
Brain?
No.
So to make you feel a little better, because I have to be honest and say I do buy cereal for my daughter, but when I do it, it has to be the paragraph is
5 ingredients or
right,
less, right?
right. I shoot for 5 or less. I don't go more than 10.
Do you have checks in there?
Do I have
Checks.
no?
No?
No checks.
Okay. I was
I
gonna
have,
say let's count because that's what RJ eats. He eats cinnamon check.
John likes checks.
So yeah, the checks
Checks
is
are
one
good?
that I will bend on for her.
Okay. What about Honey Nut Cheerio? Honey Nut Cheerio.
I think
So-
they're
No, honey.
Let me show you.
Cheerios just had a.
Cheerios are bad.
Cheerios had something
I used to do Cheerios,
on-
but when I was in training, working on my
grain oat sugar,
certification.
second ingredient.
I think it was that.
Triple potassium phosphate.
I think it was that. See, like this one has canola oil in it.
Canola in it. They always have canola oil and a lot of stuff to preserve it, and the vitamin E. See, because it said added to preserve freshness. All those things in the dark. So those are all the things that they use to say we're preserving it.
And then partially produced with genetic engineering.
So that's why it's not for human consumption, because it's genetically engineered.
This is more. My cereal's all the way in the back, Raisin Bran, but it's probably not good for me either.
Look, she don't want us to check.
She's
like, stay on back there. Baby, stay on back there.
Okay, so ice cream, that's my husband's, because I don't do I can't do ice cream. My body doesn't like lactose.
Okay.
So Delicious makes some very great alternatives.
But it's expensive. It's like $6 a pint.
It is. So that's why you do the moderation.
I did. I bought some like 6 months ago. I bought no more.
You hear me? Or treat yourself to artisan.
I just told her about it.
Oh yeah,
Delicious.
Okay, as long as they don't play with the ice cream.
It's all vegan. Everything in there is vegan. The cones, everything.
So this is something new.
Where
I
did
just
you get
bought
that
falafel.
What is it?
It's made with chickpeas. It's like a meat substitute. They sell it in like Zoe's Kitchen. So if you did like the cauliflower bowl and you didn't want a meat, you can get this in there.
Do you all go to Yafo?
I've never been.
I don't want meat or substitute. If I'm gonna have meat, I want meat.
Give me the real thing.
They're opening up 2 new stores. Open one in Valentine and Plaza
Break
Makeover.
down the acid, so just give me the real thing.
The real what? The real meat?
Yeah, I don't like the way that tastes. The brand that I tasted, I didn't like it.
Oh, I love falafel. And most of this in here, like all the red containers, this is my ingredients to do my green drink. I chop up everything.
Oh, okay.
So
and put it in the freezer.
I just throw it in the blender.
That's a good idea. I didn't think about that.
One time I bought freezer thingies from Aldi's like that, so they're made for the freezer.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you can use that too though.
Yeah.
So this is a black bean burger.
Okay.
Is it any good?
So it has brown rice, onions, green chilies, corn, black beans, canola oil, filtered water, chipotle pepper, soy protein, concentrate red peppers, wheat gluten.
I'm gonna eat them, but put the rest. I won't buy no more.
Soy protein, flour, green peppers, dried onions, cellulose gum, sea salt, brown sugar, dried garlic, natural flavors, and spices.
I believe there is the 11 something burger that's soy free. We have those in our house.
From Aldi?
From Aldi, same brand.
Okay.
It's just not the black bean version. It's a different version.
I might have them in here because I bought a lot of stuff from Aldi, and I apologize. My freezer is.
So I'm gonna give her a yellow and a red because it has a lot of good stuff in there.
But
that
in moderation.
soy, yeah. Because I mean, again, like Nicole mentioned, anything that I put or we put red on, I'm not saying throw it away. I'm
Just
saying use your list to talk about what you're gonna substitute it for. So you may put on here your next veggie burger would be the one that she recommended, or make sure it's soy free with just a lot of vegetables.
I want to have more vegetables.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, my pie shells when I make my pecan pie. So
And their kale burger is another one. It don't taste as good to me, but that one doesn't have much of anything in it. It's mostly vegetables.
Oh, check out my meatballs. See if these are any good, because I fall in love with these. I make my little meatball hoagie.
Water, texture, soy protein.
Soy protein.
Soy flour, canola oil, seasoning, breading crumbs.
She's using words that we shouldn't be videotaping.
One of the things that I've learned when trying to increase my plant consumption, especially with processed foods, is having to try to read and stay away from. So it's in everything, just like a lot of other stuff. So I would say definitely moderation.
Okay.
But
Might be
look
dinner
for
tonight, so we can moderate it down.
but do look for soy free. I give you a yellow and a red on that one.
Yeah, because this is a terrible meal now. Because we put it on a white bread enriched hoagie.
Well, at least she honest.
I got two. That's pie shells. I know naan bread, but my husband loves naan bread.
Oh yeah.
You're probably not into making it. Pinterest
Assistant makes it.
Yeah, Pinterest
She makes everything.
Now I would love to do a pantry makeover over there.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes.
You got to bring the cops for real. You know my sisters. You know my sisters.
These are the cops for real.
For real. My sister is. These are new. I got.
I actually like those. I don't
had
eat them.
these.
Where
I
are
have-
these from?
Aldi's.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know
They're
Simple
good.
Nature, that's a brand that I think Kroger also carries. Red Bliss potatoes, Yukon Gold potatoes, purple potatoes.
Purple potatoes. Why?
Look at
Yeah,
that.
purple.
Sweet potatoes, Expeller pressed canola oil, potato flakes, parsley. Yeah, so that would be the only thing I would be concerned about. But
Canola oil.
yeah,
But I don't eat, when I eat them, I don't eat them that often. Like,
yeah.
it's just
But
once
I
in a
think
while.
this is,
It is
a
good.
yellow.
Okay.
I like them nice and crunchy.
Yeah.
You fry them or you put them in the oven so they crisp?
I put them in the oven till they're crisp.
Good answer.
They do. But they're greasy. Like, they do leave a lot
Do
of...
they get greasy? I've never cooked them.
Yeah,
I
they're
just bought them.
greasy.
These are my herbs.
Okay, your
Chopped
chopped basil
basil.
and stuff.
Oh. Where you get them from?
Walmart. I
Yeah,
think
Walmart.
Walmart.
In the freezer?
section.
Is it in the freezer or the refrigerated? The refrigerated.
It's the freezer section.
Okay.
Oh.
Chopped basil, canola oil, cornstarch, sea salt, lemon concentrate.
Your herbs.
You just can't win for
What
losing.
you can do though is take some of those same herbs and put them in your blender with some olive oil
and
or
make 'em.
avocado oil and put them in a glass jar and keep them on the refrigerator door and you just scoop out some as you need it.
I mean,
Or
I do a
freeze 'em.
little
Or
bit
freeze
of
it,
that.
yeah. You can actually put them in ice trays yourself and
This
freeze them.
ice tray, this is
Dang, is she gonna pour into making stuff yourself? Like
this is lemon. Cause like when I buy lemon on sale, I go ahead and squeeze it and just so they're lemon. And they have the zest too, so I can either.
I like that
That's
idea.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Where you get that tray from?
Probably Home Goods because I
Okay.
live there on the
Okay.
weekends. When I'm not working, you can catch me at the Home Goods. I'm starting to have group meetings.
Show you how to decorate your house once you purchase
I'm
it.
telling you. Running into people. People will talk to you though. And this is the disaster down here. I know none of this is good. That's
Pork
Pork
sauce is
sausage,
bad.
I don't even
Red.
have to
They get
read.
too red.
yeah. This
That's
part
hash brown?
shouldn't even be in here.
Let's see what's in it.
That's a lot of
My potatoes, diasodium, something.
dihydrogen phosphate.
Oh. Don't waste your sticker. And actually, I bought that, you know, when I have my grandkids, it's like large meal preparations. Like,
She said, don't even waste your sticker.
some of these, like my okra, definitely, hopefully that can't be bad.
She said, hopefully that can't be bad.
What's the ingredient? Okra, one ingredient.
Yeah.
But made in Mexico?
But
That's
you was
bad?
no, I was you saying if it can't be bad. Oh, you meant bad as in bad food. No.
Oh,
okay.
One ingredient.
Yeah.
Okra.
My favorite.
I don't eat it.
You don't? I do.
I didn't know they came in the whole like that. I usually get mine the chopped one, the cut one.
I use that for succotash, but I love the whole one.
I love the whole ones. I didn't know they made them.
I make my field peas.
I
I
used to love those. Field peas and snaps. I used to love those. I haven't had them.
For some reason, when I think
Like
field
I
peas, I think of
That's
mice.
it. You good?
I don't know why.
doing pretty good.
Field mice.
Yeah, I guess.
She's weird. Did y'all hear her? When she thinks of field peas,
When
she
I-
thinks of mice.
When I hear the word field peas, I think of mice.
Well, they do live in the field.
I know.
But they live in the field with all that other stuff too.
Yeah, I know.
I got greens. Yeah.
Okay, some
So
greens.
It's not. I mean,
Not a whole lot in
my
the freezer.
is there. These are frozen bananas for my smoothie. My apples, frozen blueberries, ice packs.
Okay,
All right.
good.
So we all go back to the table to wrap up everything we learned. It has been very interesting. Let me grab your pad.
She gonna need that glass on that counter.
Yeah,
after
it
this.
I know.
She can't wait to
Let me
get
know when
back.
y'all finish video. Is that bad for you? Probably need to look at the ingredients on the wine.
Yes.
Killing myself.
Because, I mean, even though it's made from grapes, a lot of them add sugar, so you need to be mindful of which ones you drink too.
I find that article that just came out too.
About what?
Arsenic in certain brands. They
Yeah,
listed.
I read that. Well, they ain't killing you.
It wasn't your. It wasn't your any of your brands, was it?
I don't know. I didn't.
You didn't really read it.
I ain't fooling with y'all.
I heard about it. Some of us don't want to know the truth. You can't handle the truth.
So the stickers I'm leaving with you.
Oh, okay.
Those are yours. the grocery list I'm leaving with you. Is there anything that you could, like 1 or 2 items that we put yellow or red on that you can think of to replace it with?
The veggie burgers.
Okay.
To get a what is it?
Soy free.
Yeah, soy free.
Mm-hmm. So you put those on your yellow.
Unless she has to school, let me know she was late. I know, I had to drop off.
Oh, they do that now?
Mm-hmm.
I need to get on my nerve with that. I can't wait to turn it off. June 11th at 7:12.
So, tell you some of the things I'm leaving with you. So this is the other 30 dozen list that I was talking about earlier. The guys are buying organic. So these are the ones that you definitely want to try to buy organic. These are the ones that's okay if they're not, like the avocados, because you're going to get the flesh out of the corn, pineapples, cabbage, because you usually take out the outside, the sweet peas frozen. Onions and asparagus, a lot of this you're not eating the outside, or either you're taking the outside layer out. So the honeydew, the eggplant, grapefruit, cantaloupe, and cauliflower. And then this list is what I call my instead of list. So it's just me listing, try this instead of that. So instead of the white bread and pasta, try the whole grain and the wheat. Instead of the white rice, instead of chips and crackers, try nuts. Instead of white potatoes, try sweet potatoes. Down here, so instead of sugar, try stevia, honey, and agave. Okay. Instead of ranch dressing, try extra virgin olive oil, Bragg's apple cider vinegar, or balsamic with some seasonings. It's a good your own vinaigrette mix. And then I actually have a ranch recipe too. I'll look for that and send it to you. Okay. So you can see if your daughter want to try that instead of what's in the refrigerator. So instead of iceberg lettuce, because it really doesn't have a nutritional value. Just a lot of water. Try romaine, bok choy, spring mix, baby spinach, and kale. Instead of Gatorade and Powerade, try coconut water, which I saw you had. And so instead of pasta, try spaghetti squash. And then there are a few more on the back to try. Instead of sugar, try cinnamon, because cinnamon is a natural sweetener. And instead of bread, when you're making sandwiches, try collard green wrap.
Okay.
And then here is MSG and its disguises. So you can read that when you have a chance. But it just talks about some of the aliases that they use for MSG. So even like when I buy my broths, and I even have some of the ones I used to buy I don't use because they would say yeast extract, which is an alias for MSG. So I found that the ones at Trader Joe's are usually a safer one for me to buy. There's another brand, I think it's called Pacific is at Publix and Harris Teeter that doesn't have yeast extract in it. So you just have to read and check it out. And then I am going to leave my folder with you that has my card. This is just a letter from me that's just talking to you, and then it talks about, this is actually a letter from Dr. Sears, who I did my health coaching training under his program. And then these are some of the workshops that I teach, which is the Lean Start, which targets families. And then you have the Prime Time, which is for the 40 and over that are trying to implement prevention, reverse something, or getting ready to take care of ailing parents. And then you have the Lean Expectations, which are for those that are expecting a plan. Yeah, but just in case you have a friend.
All my friends are old, or they uterus in a jar.
And then it just has
I'm sorry, the womb doctor's across the room. I'm sorry.
So that's yours.
And here's the veggie burger. I just happened to find it in one of my photos that I was talking about, but it does have soy in the powder, but this one does not. The kale burger is soy free.
Okay, kale burger. I can remember that.
So
good. So you have all of this for I really appreciate you opening your home, your pantries, your refrigerator, and your freezer to me. What are you going to touch on?
I'm going to need a divorce counsel when I clean this pantry.
So you want to do a closing?
Yeah. So thank you all for watching. I just really wanted to give you all a peek into what is all encompasses a home pantry makeover. I hope that you will reach out. As you can see, it can be fun. We didn't edit any comments out of it because we wanted you to get the real expressions from Brenda, and even us, just talking about foods, because it works to have people around you that are going to encourage you when you feel like somebody's just taking your life away from you from the food items that you like. So thank you for watching. This is Tuere of N360, and you just watched a home pantry makeover. Have a good one.